You will hear a man named David and a woman named Maria discussing how friendships are formed in children. Read questions 1 to 4.
I've just been reading an article on why we become friends with certain people and not others.
Was it any good for that project we have?
I think so. It's mostly about very young children at school and says that there are common patterns observed in the way that friendships are formed. The main factor is close surroundings. In other words, people who happen to be around. We're most likely to become friends with our neighbours, either in the sense that we live near them, or we sit near them in class, or share an office. It's got little to do with pastimes, or stuff like that, which might come in later life.
I don't know if that's true anymore. I mean, even young kids are on the internet these days and make friends that way.
Apparently, that makes little difference, at least while friendships are developing. If people hang out enough, they're able to decide if it's worth investing more there, and having a getting-to-know-you phase is still crucial.
But if that's true, if it's just about proximity, that's a bit weird. In most cases, that kind of thing is decided by people in authority over you, like teachers. That's not really a basis for becoming best friends forever.
Well, no, but it's a bit more complicated than that.
I think there are other factors that predict how likely it is that a friendship will form. I met my best friend in my art class, and we both loved the teacher there. I read an article that suggested that we tend to relate how we feel with the people around us. So, if you're in a good mood when you're first introduced to a new person, you tend to connect that feeling with the other person you're with, and you have a much better chance of getting on together.
That makes sense.
But that's not all. Whether it's positive or negative, if you have something that unites you, you'll probably get on. The theory of homophily suggests that a shared hate gives you both something to complain about, and that can bring people together too.
Great! Have you got some notes on that?
Now read questions 5 to 10.
OK, so the task also requires us to compare children and teenagers' friendships.
I found something on children's friendships. They go through 3 key phases depending on their age.
That's interesting. I don't really remember that much about my friends from the very early days.
Level 1 is the first stage. That's when kids are 4 to 7 years old and is just about doing things together. They want a handy playmate at that age, someone who'll do things with them.
It must get a bit deeper after that.
It does. Around the age of 8 to 10, kids start identifying a best friend. That's the second level. And at that age, it's all about trust and helping each other. Kids know they'll be the first to be invited to a sleepover, or they know their friend will come round to their house, and that's an important phase.
I guess after that it's all about loyalty.
Absolutely. That's the level 3 stage, from about 11 years to 15. They want to know that if there's any trouble at school, they've got someone they can count on to support them.
That also explains why people often change friends in the teenage years, I guess. They're testing out different people.
So, we've been friends since we were teenagers. I'm not sure I see any of the patterns we've talked about in our friendship.
Well, we kind of look similar.
What?
I mean, neither of us is super trendy. When people meet, the way we look does come into it. For example, if I consider myself a bit geeky and I see another person who seems similar, well, certain judgments are made on their appearance, and even if we don't realise it, the early phases of friendships are more likely to be initiated.
That makes it sound really shallow.
Yes and no. I mean, that's how it is at the beginning. But then after that automatic rating phase, we start thinking and we make decisions. We also adapt our behaviour a little bit to match what we think the other person expects of us.
So it's not all about looks. I've always thought we look for the qualities that matter to us in other people. If you value education, then you'll hang around with smart people. If it's about a sense of humour, you'll look for someone who's funny.
That's also true. OK, let's start getting some of this typed up.